G'day traders, Sam here, looking at doing a TA on Ethereum. Looking at this current structure, very similar to Bitcoin, but a bit more behind in terms of progress. We have this trend line that looks like a resistance at this point and for a number of touches. So it's advisable that if you want to take this trade, at this point, it's better to do on the breakout. We have two levels of resistance. One's the trend line, the other one is this over here, this horizontal resistance. So it makes sense that even though if this was to go further down, coming down like this, and then doing a cup shape to break up, then we'll get that second touch and probably continue on. As long as we get lower highs, we're fine. But it might also just break up to the upside and do consolidation and so on. But that is easy to read on the small time frame. So let's look on the 8 hour and see what's happening. So on the 8 hour, it's very clear that is a good level of resistance. And so that break, I would take this level line, horizontal level, as a breakout trade. Looking at the bigger picture, our targets will be based on Fibonacci, and we'll just lift that up. And our 0.5, actually, this will be our first one here. This level will be our first resistance. And then we use the Fibonacci's from that point onwards. We could also use this Fibonacci just to bring it up all the way up. And you'll probably see that equates to Fibonacci as well. So these are my targets, very similar to Bitcoin. And my that neckline that we see here is most likely to be the strong resistance if we was to ever get that high. So I am bearish. This is a bear market with a relief rally, and that's what we're looking at. So looking at the macro picture here, if I was to shrink this up, we have this macro fib level, and the 0.618 equates to this. So it's going to be a strong resistance, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I do see this as a bear flag more so than a real attempt to go up. And we'll probably look at the dominance chart for that. Looking at the medium macro structure, this is a Jesse Livermore type of structure. So I do see this breaking down and coming back down to this point here as I marked 7, which is the cycle, and I do see 15 being the target. Having said that, a major level is this one here, which is 618, which I did with a fib extension, and that is roughly $680. So if we look at the bigger picture, what do we have on the daily? Just to get a perspective, we have this massive structure, and we completed wave 5. We're doing our ABC. So if you can see close up, I have 2 levels of interest. From a macro level extension, we have the 1, and we have the 0.618. So this, what looks like a head and shoulders, could also be an ascending wedge. The first target is that root of this wedge, which is down there, which is about 1300 or so, which will catch the previous all-time high being resistance. And you can see my what you call it, a golden pocket. I do see a bounce there, and I do believe that this trend line could also play a role. So if this level doesn't hold, then this 0.618 is perfect for this trend line to be support. And if we were to break that, we will first go down to this level, which is significant, and we'll see how that equates to Bitcoin or the total market cap, and that'll be my main interest at this point. It could be a scenario that if it's a real bad bear market, then we will come back down to this route here. Right, we'll say this level of strong support, which is there. So I don't see it coming that low. I do see it coming to this 15 as a little more structure and then getting a bounce, and then we'll take it from there. That's the bigger picture that I see. And for now, just like I said, trade that breakout. Let's see what the indicators say on this. Okay, the indicators are showing a reversal or a bounce on the daily. So there's a bullish divergence. So we've got price coming down. We've got price coming down, and we've got the RSI bouncing up. So that is a bullish divergence, and this should play out a bit of a good bounce. And you can see that neckline right there is our main support line. If we were to drop that, then we are going to go deep. I would say that the height of this structure will equate to 2 targets. So what I've done is this height there for this ascending wedge comes down to this level. So it's a measured target, and the second measured target is that one there. And so hence I've got this pocket, which will close at 0.618, and that's where my main entry is, and my main target for another good bounce. All right, I'll wrap it up there. Please give me a like and share, and I'll talk to you soon. Good trading.